This is pre-calc notes on section 2.5, solve linear inequalities. And what you see here is a compound linear inequality. So there's more than one inequality here. Let me show you them. There is an inequality here and here. Now I know that you did this last year in Algebra 2. Actually, you might have done it in Algebra 1 now that I think about it a little bit. But I don't think you ever did any problems that were quite this hard. This problem is harder because there's more than one x in this problem. And so what I have to do here is I have to break this down into two separate problems and solve them both. So one of my problems is going to be the stuff over here. And the other of my problems is going to be the stuff over here, okay? So the stuff in the middle gets used in both. All right, let me write two separate inequalities. My first inequality is -5 is less than or equal to 2x minus 1. And the other inequality is 2x minus 1 is less than or equal to x plus 7. So solve them both. Okay, there are my solutions. All right, now I can put them back, or actually let me graph it first. I've got everything from -2, x is bigger than, that means to the right of, and +8, okay, x is less than, that means to the left of. So all of the numbers that are both greater than -2 and less than 8 are solutions. And so this is what is called a between inequality. And I can write my solution as a compound inequality. So it looks like this. Between -2 and 8. Okay. I can also use interval notation, which I'm going to do right now. This is a closed interval because the endpoints are included. So all of the numbers between -2 and 8. Your tests are going to ask you to express your answers in interval notation. Make sure you know how to use it. All right, here's another problem. And again, I'm going to break this up into two separate problems. I've got this problem, and then I have this problem. All right, so my first is 2x plus 3 is less than or equal to 5x plus 6. And my next problem is 5x plus 6 is less than -3x plus 7. Right. I know that that went off your screen, so let me move that for you. There it is. Okay, I'm going to solve the red one first. Okay. This can be written as x is greater than or equal to -1. Okay. All right, so let me try a number line for this. -13/8 is smaller than -1. So let's put 0 here, -1, -2, and then -13/8 is between -1 and -2. So I'll just put it right here. Okay, so x is greater than or equal to -1. That means to the right of. is less than negative 13/8. Open circle onto the left of. Okay, this is not a between inequality. It is an extreme inequality, and so your final answer cannot be written all in one statement. You have to use the word or, because a number could not be both greater than -1 and less than negative 13/8. In order to express this in interval notation, you'd need two sets. We would need to say all of the numbers. Let's do this in green. Okay, I'm going to do this in green. Okay, so I can say all of the numbers from negative infinity to negative 13/8, or all of the numbers from -1 to positive infinity. That's your interval notation. All right, this problem is actually much easier. I saved the easy problem for the end. And the reason that this is so much easier is because there's only one x in this problem. And so if you'd like, you can take some shortcuts here. You really don't have to break this into two separate inequalities because there's only one x. I'm trying to get x all by itself, so I'm going to subtract 4. That's in the thing in the middle with the x. And I'm going to subtract it from all three places. And then I'm going to divide by -3. So anytime you divide by a negative, you change the direction of the inequality. So this becomes positive 2 is greater than x, which is greater than -2/3. If you multiply or divide by a negative, you change the direction of the inequality. Now, on a number line, this is actually written backwards of standard form. On a number line, -2/3 would be on the left, positive 2 would be on the right. Okay, so x would be less than, x would be less than 2 to the left of, but greater than -2/3, that means to the right of. So this is a between, but since -2/3 is on the left, we always write it from left to right. So my final answer here should be -2/3 is less than x, which is less than 2. And in interval notation, that would be between -2/3 and 2. It's an open interval because the endpoints are not included. All right, that's it for that video.